Hey, Doozer Shop. Everything's good. I haven't talked to you guys in a while, but I thought I'd make a video update. I don't have too much to update you guys on, but I figure I'd just show you a little bit about what's going on in the shop. Let me take a handheld and here we go. All right. Still working on doing things on the Pratt & Whitney. I made some kingpin type things for a friend's wrecker that he was restoring some stuff on, fixing a wheel lift and whatever. So I had the Pratt & Whitney laid all full of metal chips, and I've cleaned it up since. I got a baking pan for the bottom. Not that I need it, but I just happen to come across these baking pans at a garage sale. So that works. I haven't done like any more on my dial indicator for the bed travel, but that's in the works. Here's like a little baby version. Still got this hex stock. I want to make a wrench that goes for the taper attachment, but I haven't done that yet. Let's see what else. I don't know. You saw my other vise. Got all the piston rings off the International engine. Use that ring groove cleaner, so that's a handy thing. I never realized I had one. I found it. The Yanmar 2-cylinder diesel engine, I still haven't started it. Like I said, it might have a rod knock. I doubt it, but anyhow. My oil pump modification idea, I still think I'm going to do that. That's kind of neat. Oh, this is funny. This is a handle for a hammer I bought on eBay for $10, and it's a really not for a full-size hammer. It's for a really small hammer. I didn't realize that. I believe that's called a Hartwell vacuum grip handle. Anyways, I might end up making like a brass round head for it. Anyhow, these have always been my go-to air nozzles. This one says Mac Tools, but I think it's made by Vacula. The Harbor Freight copies, there's a Harbor Freight copy exactly of this, and I think it's blue. It's garbage. It leaks air like crazy. I bought like, 6 of them when I had my other shop, and every single one of them leaked eventually. So, boo on that one. But that Vacula is a good one. I know I bought that off the Mac Tool truck a lot of years ago. I bought one recently. It was, I think, at the Auto Parts, Parts America or AutoZone or something. This style, and this thing so far has been fabulous. Nice, easy. It is very proportionally controlled. I love it. I think it was $7, maybe it was $8. I don't remember. Vapor, vapor. I don't know, but that's kind of cool. Yes, got the crankshaft from the International 264 engine. It's on the ground. Still haven't done too much with it. I mic'd it. I mic'd all the cranks journals, all the main journals and all the rod journals. It is fine. Is either right in the middle of the specification or a little bit on the big side, which is great. So bravo. And then the camshaft is still on the workbench. Still got my door latch lever thingies, which I did not put up yet, and that's fine. Let's see what else. don't remember. Just regular stuff, I guess. Oh, that's cool. TRW standard size rod bearings. No, main bearings. The rod bearings in this engine were fine. The main bearings had a little scuff on the rearmost bearing and had showed some dirt ingress. So I got this set off eBay. I think this was 80 bucks for a set. From Jen's sales, it was like 180 bucks. So I saved 100 bucks. And the new old stock, if you can read it, CL77, that's Cleveite 77. So Cleveite 77 is the brand, and TRW is, I guess they repackaged them. Thompson, Ramo, and Wooldridge is TRW back in the day, right? So this box is probably from the 60s, maybe, possibly, don't know. Anyhow, what else? Still got my timing cover back there. Cleaning it up. Just, I leave drawers open. I don't know. So this is cool. This is made in Taiwan. Kurt copy. I'm going to give this to my cousin Neil for his gunsmithing needs. He doesn't have a good vise to hold guns, or he wanted to talk to me about torquing a barrel, and he didn't have anything really solid. So my parents are going to go visit him for Christmas time. Anyways, I got the gauges out. Had to put 3 pounds of Freon of 410A in my house system. In the heat pump mode, it was not pumping too well, so got that charged up. I got boxes on top of my American Scale Company table. 1921. 2021, it's 100 years old. And nay a tool mark has ever hit it. So that's pretty cool. 100 years old. And it's, you know, it's a survivor. What else? Not too much else. Still got the metrology mensuration corner. What else? Two nose pieces for the Pratt Whitney and more pieces. Oh, I think I made this up. I just put a handle in that square drive for the Pratt Whitney quick change chuck. That's cool. Been doing some band sawing. The shaper, haven't done planer rather. I saw Steve Watkins put out a straight edge planing video. Pratt Giddings Lewis, the mighty Giddings Lewis. I just got to put some oil in this and make sure the pumps are working. So that's that. These are the bearings for the Pratt & Whitney lathe. Front bearing, I got 2 middle bearings. If anybody needs a middle bearing, I'll sell you one. And the touring, that's the thin section rear bearing. Been just doing some automotive stuff. Been breaking into my cabinet of supplies and changing oil and antifreeze for the winter. So I've been in the mighty green cabinet. Always got my shop supplies, blue towels. You always got to stock up. Light bulbs. I mean, you just got to have it. Spare propane tanks. I go through a lot of propane. I like burning things. So that's fun. What else? This is a Davis retention key idea for the Giddings Lewis. Dale in Alaska might be interested to see that. Kind of a neat, simple design. Retains the tooling in the bar of the mighty Giddings Lewis. My old shop back when I was young and living in my parents'. Look at this. Favorite uncle from Alexa. Christmas time. 42. I'm 46 now. How does that fly by? Vintage decimal charts. When I was in college, I was doing some photography. Was playing with the micrometers and the Suburban Spin Gigasaurus. I don't know. Doing some welding before. Don't remember. This is a stellite rod. Like, you heard of stellite? Kokomo, Indiana. The Haynes Company. Haynes? Don't know. Oil cans. I don't know. I just been busy. Got the, I always thought this lamp looked like an old factory building profile with the old steel mills. I just thought that was cool. Anyhow, always keep a list of stuff. These are jam up for you guys. Bifocular safety glasses. Magnificator cheaters, which is pretty handy. And let's see. Oh, check out Josh Topper. Josh Topper, Topper Machine. He sent me some tooling for the my one lathe. So, pretty cool guy. Thanks for that, Josh Topper. What else? Got a this cool lamp lens. This thing is heavy. Somebody gave this to me, and I mean, this thing's heavy. I can barely. I'm gonna put a fixture in it, light bulb fixture, something. But anyways, kind of behind the Harding here. Got lots of lathes and not too big of an area. Got an old oil jug. Kind of neat. So that broken casting is the quill wiper casting for the Pratt & Whitney jig bore, the 2A. I don't know if I've ever showed that. It was broken, it's cast iron. Made a new one out of aluminum, and this is the wiper ring. It's got some complex little seal grooves, and it's all made out of aluminum. The other one was real thin in here. Let me show you. And you can see I made it thicker right in there. I added some material, so if you look down, I beefed it up. You can see where the holes line up. So that's cool. That's aluminum, and the old one was cast iron. So that'll bring the Pratt & Whitney back 100%. So that's kind of cool. Just been cleaning up and terminals, taking stuff apart, saving the terminal blocks and just, you know, just cleaning up, man. A little bit of everything. Torch cart. I started throwing boxes on top of my press, which is not a good idea. eBay purchases, things sent in, sent out. Part of the 2-inch shafting that I used to make the kingpin setup for my buddy's wrecker truck. And I still got just everything. I saved pieces of plate steel and bushings and press parts, and you know, just because it might be handy someday. Oh, gaskets for the International. This is the water pump gasket, and the two oval holes there. That's exactly what the two back windows on the 51 through 53 or 54 Internationals look like. But it's also the water pump gasket, which is kind of cool. If you see my trucks, They got the same back windows in the cab. So, whatever. Haven't been doing too much using on the SIP. Society Genevoise something something. That's cool. Travel indicators. I need to put digital readouts in some of this stuff. I don't know. Just a little bit of everything, I guess. I need to start putting this back together. Need to do some milling on it. I don't know. Parts washer. Always a dandy thing. Forget who was talking to me on YouTube about parts washers. But, I mean, it's as handy as a shirt pocket. Maybe it was Noah, I'm not sure. Somebody was talking to me about a parts washer. But handy as can be. Like I said, I never did I did make a chuck key out of an Allen head bolt. I think this is a 1-inch Allen head bolt that was broken. And I made a chuck key. What did I say, an Allen key? So that's cool. It's, you know, obviously good steel. I turned these before thinking I'd, you know, make a chuck key blanks out of that. Obviously the handle cross piece would go in there. Never did. But, you know, I still got, you know, that's a loose fitting key. That's just set in there. A big chuck, and I got a couple chucks. The more I think about it, I was going to grind these, or like I said, the gap insert from here to here, it goes up like about 2 thou, and about the same here. So I'm gonna probably just grind the bottom or mill the bottom. I don't know. Let's see. The old drill press. New fella on Home Shop Machinist. He's got a Clausing 8511 or 8513. This is an 8520, of course. And Pamela Anderson keeps a watch on it. His is real nice. He's got an M head on his also, which is super sweet. I made the riser block. It had the Clausing head. I got the Clausing head in a box somewhere in the attic. And this is a conduit sweep that holds up the digital readout. And might see, I made the Mitutoyo mount shorter, Mitutoyo reed heads. I think that's how it goes. I had to make this block and that block. But I was commenting, so this is a 5-inch Kurt vise. Let me turn on the lamp. So what I did is I milled the back of the coolant trough off. That's the coolant trough, and I milled off the back there, so it ends up being flush with the rear of the table and does not affect the movement. The Y travel is only 4.9 inches, so you need every bit of that, and the X is 14.9 something. So anyhow, that's a real old Jacobs chuck with the knurling. You could tell Jacobs chuck is like, you know, 1910, 1920 with that knurling. And it's in fine condition. Guys always write stuff on their vise for numbers. Made this back when I was 20 some years old out of steel. A lot of them are aluminum, and they just, you know. What I did too, this vise has a 5/8 square, I'm sorry, hex. This had a 5/8 square, and I made a hex so you can use it on the knee as well. And I cross-fitted that up there. So anyhow, the big, mighty Clearman drill, I really haven't done too much with this. It doesn't need anything. It needs a gauge, oil pressure gauge. I bought one on eBay like 6 years ago. I still haven't even unboxed the gauge. It's still taped in the box. When I first got it, the guy had laid it on his face and broke that shifter handle in like 5 spots of 5 places. You know, he broke that ear off, the middle ear off, the side casting. You might be able to see it. That's all bronze, repaired, all brazed back together. That was like 5 pieces. And fixed it, put it all back together. That's why it's painted pretty and the other side's not. So that's 12 geared speeds, and that's 9 down feeds for the quill there. I don't know why I have a rag hanging there. Whatever. I don't know. The motor is 480 only, and it's a 5-horse motor. I was thinking about running it off 220 and see how strong it is. It might be just fine. I don't want to go in and bring the extra wires out because I looked with a flashlight and there's only 3 wires coming out of the main winding, so whatever. You might find this interesting. You step on the stool here. Man, look at that drive spline, right? Is that neat or what? I don't know if you can see that. It's got some serious gears. Probably can't see exactly. But that's a gutter trough on top where the oil gets pumped. And it kind of just feeds down. But cool machine. Bird's eye of the shop while I'm standing on this chair. The Van Norman 22LU. The Gorton 9J. You can see the mighty SIP. The Hendy lathe, the carriage is in the other garage. I need to put that on. Yeah. So here we're up here to the entrance door and my workbench and all the stuff. This is like a drone footage. I want to get the green grinder out of here in its own place. The red grinder I want to get out of here in its own place. The brown Covell cylindrical grinder I want to get out of here in its own place. So yeah, the grinder corner, I'd like to have a dedicated room. Of course, the Atlas drill press and the 8520. And right in the middle of everything is the 17-inch Colchester with the Kurt Vices hanging out on it. Because, if I can see, come on now, there's a beam above it, and that's why the lathe is where it is, because that beam is used to put chucks on it. And you can see beyond the Giddings and Lewis and the inspection corner. But that's it from a bird's eye view. Let me kind of jump down. Just thought I'd give you a little update. Not too much to show, but haven't posted a video in a while, so I thought I'd, just show you guys I'm alive, I'm doing well. I got some more projects coming up, and I'm getting my site prepped for the carport. I got a load of 9 tons of gravel, I think, coming in, and I'm gonna compact it, and you'll see. I got some cool stuff coming up. You know, holidays are coming. I've just been feeling a little bit not like doing anything, but I've been doing stuff outside. So anyhow, just a quick update. Hope you guys stick with me. Give me a like. Doozer Shop.